Well, I'm back on board. Mission accomplished. I've got my stern off the beach of Sail Drive safe, anchored at the front. Now it's time to go and have a nice cup of coffee and a couple of bits of toast. I'm heading off now. Just working my way out of here. Working my way out. It's about half tide, a little bit more maybe. Tides are pretty big at the moment. So just following the blue water around over here is fairly shallow. I've bumped there. Be able to see the difference in the colour of the water there. That's where it drops off. At the moment we're in between 2.2 to 2.4 of water, depending if you're on the top of the wave or down the bottom. After coming out of Wathumba Creek, I'm heading south as fast as I can. I haven't put any sails up yet. I was going to have a shower before I put the sails up, but it's quite rough out here and I'm better off with them up, so I'm going to start putting them up now, and I can't film it because I haven't got a tripod on the back of the boat. But we're going basically right in front. You might be able to see there's a bit of a headland there. Well, about 5 or 6 miles past that is Moon Point, and that's where we're going to. I think it's about, well, I haven't looked yet, but I think it's about 20 odd nautical miles. So it's going to take us 5 hours, I think, to get there. Yeah, generally 4 to 5 hours. That's how far we've come so far from Wathumba Creek. Well, I've got all the sails on, ready to go up. It took me a fair while. Looking behind, you can see how far Wathumba Creek's behind now. And we're at the first triangle cliff. Yeah, looking up, my lazy jacks are a bit too loose. It's going to be hard to get the sail through, but I'm not going back up there to tighten them up. There's the big triangle cliffs down there. So I think it's taken me about half an hour to get ready to pull the sails up. Well, I've eventually got sailing. I'm doing about 5 knots. I've got the tide against me and I'm carrying the dinghy behind, which is at least half a knot. Anyway, we're on our way. I'll work out how far it is in a minute. I'm just going to have a shower now because when I was in Wathumba Creek, I cleaned the dinghy, the bottom of the dinghy, because been, you know, up the Bundaberg Burnett River, and it had, you know, completely weeded on the bottom. So I cleaned that, and I've just scraped a little bit round the water line down about 400 or 500, and there's loads of micro barnacles on there now, and so when I get a bit further on, I'll have to dry the boat out and get rid of them. But it was Wathumba Creek. It's changed a bit. It's still beautiful, but not this time of the year. When the northerlies come and you're tucked in behind those trees, there's no breeze, and down below gets quite hot. you put the fly screens in, you get less breeze, and you've got to put the fly screens in because these little horse flies come and bite you. So it's purgatory. Anyway, I'm off down a bit further now. We'll see where we end up today, but we're heading south. Slowly coming up to Moon Point. That's Moon Point there. Coming down to Moon Point now, and we've got to stay inside that green bank there. Over here is Coongal Creek. There was one catamaran in there, but you could only just see its mast. And when the fires came through, it seemed to have burnt all the acacias out, and they don't seem to be surviving. Anyway, that's all I can see so far is that headland down there. Got to go round that and in. They say there might be storms this afternoon, this evening, and it definitely looks like there's something building over towards Hervey Bay. There's a lot more dead trees on the beach nowadays after the fire went through. There's an awful lot of dead trees in there in the, I can see, you know, in between. But that's the end there of Moon Point. So once we get round there, I think I may be going in behind it, I'm not sure yet. Moon Point up there. See this breakers there, and the sand comes down quite a long way. And I'm trying to look at that thing at the same time. But mainly my eyes. Well, that's looking back to Moon Point. It came on to rain, so I had to just go flat out and come here. I'm slightly damp, but not that bad. Fraser Island over here. Not a bad spot, I don't think. We had a good sail today. You know, they got up this morning. I was up at 3 o'clock this morning, having to climb out, getting me dinghy, go ashore and tie a rope onto a tree and pull me boat over into a little bit of smattering of water so it didn't dry out. Anyway, I came back and read a book till 4 o'clock and then managed to get back to sleep, and I woke up about 7:30 and tide's coming in. It pushed me round into the trees and I thought, oh dear. So anyway, thought, oh well, what am I going to do? So I got up and put another rope on that pulled me out the trees, which was all very well, but it's a lot of work. And I thought, oh, do I really want to stay here? And I thought, well, no, I don't, but I'd like to clean me dinghy, the bottom, because of being in the Burnett River. It was covered in weed and little limpets or something, and the rudder was covered in limpets. And I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll just have some breakfast and then I'll get on and do this. So I quickly had breakfast, rushed and got the dinghy done, ran round the boat with a bit of spray and wipe along the waterline to clean all the brown off, and gave it a little bit of a scrub underneath to try and get a few of these barnacles off, and then made a dash straight out of there and started making my way south. Anyway, I arrived at Moon Point, and it's quite a nice place, to be honest. At the moment, absolutely beautiful. I've got rain all round me, I think, at the moment, and I haven't got any coming, a little bit spattering on me, but otherwise we're okay. So things are looking okay at the moment. Been listening to the radio, course, it's all about COVID. It's not wearing masks any longer and God knows what else. Which doesn't affect me till I get back to civilization, which I think will be in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. So this is the view I'm looking at. Right, the island over there is Big Woody. I think on the way down we anchored there, behind there. Just round that corner is Yarangan. And then you've got, I think it's Point Vernon down there, or way down there it may be. And coming on round over here, we've got Moon Point. And I reckon there's 2 boats anchored behind there. And it does look idyllic to be in there, sitting on the sand, except for the bugs. So I'll sit out here tonight where I get no bugs, and I'll contemplate on what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm watching the sunset over there, having a beer. Cheers everyone. Had a comfortable night behind Moon Point. There was a bird down there diving, and it seemed to be able to stay down for an orderly amount of time. And I wondered what it was. Anyway, I was anchored there, and just as I'm up anchoring, a national park boat's come, and he's obviously observing it. We're going down towards Kingfisher Bay at the moment. Just got to skirt a couple of sandbanks before I can turn the corner, and I hope to anchor there if I possibly can and go ashore and have a pizza. In front is Big Woody Island, and there's one catamaran going down the inside of Big Woody Island there. Little Woody's over there, and in the centre of the screen is Kingfisher Bay. With the tide we should be down there by about 12 o'clock. It's now 10. It's not blowing that hard, probably less than 10 knots, and we're coming down on Kingfisher Bay. There's the jetty in the centre of the screen. I think I'm anchoring just this side of the jetty. I've pulled the lazy jacks up on this side. In a moment I'm just going to jibe, pull the lazy jacks up on the other side, bring it into the wind and drop the main. Anchored here in 1.8 meters of water at high tide, so there won't be much here when the tide goes out. But I can always move, and my plan is not to be here the night. I might head on a bit. Well, hardy missed. Anchored off Kingfisher Bay. We're going to go in and try their sandbar out. Hopefully it's still functioning. Well, I've rushed ashore at Kingfisher Bay. I was going to have a swim in the pool here, but in the sandbar it's been refurbished at the moment and it's empty. I bought myself a pizza. A seafood pizza, and we'll give this a go, see what it's like. I decided I'd have my pizza down here in a Milo. I thought I'd sit here and look out at my boat. But you've either got to stand up, just up there, above my head, you might be able to see it there, or you've got to be down here at a kind of kid site. If I was here, I reckon I'd be cutting this down a bit. There's the bar. Very nice beach here. And there I am anchored in about, well, in about 2.2 meters of water at the moment. I've got to get away soon, otherwise I'll be on the bottom. That's looking behind. Big woody over there, little woody, and they might be able to see the moon point still in the background. We're heading down a kind of channel here, through in the centre of the screen over there. Just got to get up and steer in a minute. Slowly getting down these sandy straits. .8 of water here. Quite a few boats anchored up here. I don't know what to do. In Sheridan Flats. I weighed anchor at 1 o'clock. I think the tide's going out now, and I'm heading towards Garry's Anchorage. It was pretty hard to get the anchor up, mind you. I had the engine in gear, a little bit more than tick over, and had to pull quite hard for quite a long time to retrieve my chain, which was about 25 meters. Anyway, saying that, I got that done. It's blowing about 20 knots at the moment. What has been gusting about 25. I think when I pulled the anchor up, it was blowing, 25. But anyway, it's down to about 20 now. I've moved about a mile and a half from where I had anchored. I'd anchored in the centre of the screen over there. This is the channel behind me. I'm aiming to go around that red mark there and leave it on the port hand side. So I've got to change course very shortly. Don't know what you can see there. Anyway, we're doing about 5.5. It's gusting a bit now, so we're doing 6. Just with the jib up. Doing quite well, really. That's 6 knots with the tide, though, over the ground. Coming up to Garry's Anchorage now. There's a port hand mark in front, and there's a cardinal mark over here. I've got to go around that cardinal mark, and there's a green over there, and follow that channel round. I've got all the sails off the boat now, and I'm starting the engine. I'm going to raise the keel halfway now, just in case anything happens, and head into Garry's, the shortcut way. That's where we've come from, right back there, about 5 miles away. The last time I came in here, I came in the dark and it's not lit it through here. I thought, oh, I'll be able to find my way in anyway. I found my way in, but I bumped the bottom about 4 times just getting round the bend. It's very hard when you run aground because then your GPS tells you nothing. We're in 2.5 meters of water here. It's blowing a good 20 knots at the moment. This is a high tide in the channel. We got 2.1. That's just looking. See the mark there. Got to get up a bit now. Can't see any rain or anything. And these are the nice houses along here, very nice. Nice kind of fishing hut over there. Coming down, this is what got caught out before. I went straight through the center of the screen there and missed this one out on this corner. It's kind of changed over the years. Yeah, I didn't believe it, but it's right, there's 7.2 meters of water just here. And we'll go across now, other side of the red. Coming into Garry's Anchorage now. There's not many boats in here. I called up the guy in the catamaran there and asked him if it's like a parking lot. He said, no, there's plenty of room in here, which there is. So I'm quite happy. A few boats in here. There's a Kingfisher Bay houseboat. A very nice gentleman's motorboat. Windowing. A boat called Lionfish Safari. I'm having a great time in Garry's Anchorage. I'm going to go for a meal on a boat called Lionfish in a minute at 6 o'clock. Glennis has invited me over. 3 boats behind me. One's an Adams, I don't know what this one is. It's but people from Victoria. And then there's a nice red boat, but I think he's from, I think he keeps his boat in Kingfisher Bay. We're hearing a bit of thunder over there, but I'm sorry, there won't be a sunset tonight. And there's 2 boats ahead. One's a Seawind 1200 and then the lovely motorboat. And on this side here, it's slowly getting eroded away and dropping in the water. It's kind of got coffee rock at the bottom and then sand on top. So, you know, I've been coming here for probably 15 years now, and probably it's gone back by, you know, 10 feet if that. I'm going to have another shower tonight. Had one last night, but I don't normally have one every night, but since I'm going for somebody else's boat for a meal, and this is what I use. It's basically that's it, the unit, and you switch it on and there's the shower, and it works very effectively. I've got 2 of them on board in case one breaks down, but this one's been going now for 5 years. Well, we're just going through a bit of a storm here. Well, it's still raining outside. This is this rain depression coming down, you know, and flooding. I reckon it might flood a few places and everything. And storms. I've heard a bit of thunder, but it's still not been fairly windy here, but you know, we're okay. I was worried about the dinghy blowing over earlier, but and then I looked inside it and it's got about 100 odd mil of water inside, so that's not going to blow anywhere.
Not very often, because it's in your name, so it's a huge big it's just, you know, things like that.
No, I don't want to know all
How many people are in Garry's Anchorage?
Yes, yeah.
That sort of thing.
There's someone up there, for those who haven't served the boat, it's like that.
Yeah, it is.
A bit like I rang up you and asked you how many people are in Anchorage. That sort of thing. Oh, it was important. I thought it would be a parking lot in
At
here.
least you got the answer straight away.
Right, yeah. Well, I had a reason to.
I reckon a couple of days before that, you know, there would have been heat.
I don't know.
There was a lot going through.
Britain Cheryl, that's the 20s or left,
23.
double on point that morning.
When I came up, you know, and there was a load. There would have been 20 boats came through the Wide Bay Bar on the same tide, and then I thought, oh well, I'll anchor down a bit further round because there wasn't much wind or anything. It was there, and anchored down a bit further. And then I came up and came through here, and there was about 3 boats in here. So they're either freaking desperate.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them on a mission.
Some of them, you know, they've only got a couple of months to do, go right up to September, Sunday.
They're trying to get their insurance back at the same time.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was quite a. I came in here for a night, but I've come in the winter here, and come in the winter. You know, like when I come up in, you know, like May, June. Just anchored off here, and in the morning you can see this cloud of like mist coming up from the water. And it's freezing. In that, hey, I don't know if you've been here then. Bloody hell, hey.
And I think not this year, but last year when we were in here, going up, there was just all mist. It was all foggy.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was quite pretty.
Yeah. On our boat, it was bloody cold, and I came up. I don't know, last year was in October. And how did you get on getting up here then?
We left
When did you leave?
About the 12th of March, just after my birthday.
Oh yeah, so you
No,
were.
June.
June, sorry.
June, 13th of June.
But when did Brisbane close down?
Oh, so I started to do it about March. Because we were out after Easter, no, just before Easter in the bay.
Yeah.
And I said, I will go, you know, get the kids to
Oh
come
no,
out
that
for
was,
Easter.
last year. Yeah, that was,
We'll get the kids to come out, but they had restrictions on putting the 50 kilometres away from home. So some from home down to the home was like 60 or 70
Yeah.
kilometres.
Yeah.
We said, oh, they just thought they were going to so we just went home for a couple of months.
Did you? Oh.
Well, no, for a month.
for a month.
Yeah, because I set off kind of about 2 days before it closed down,
Yeah.
and I was with my daughter, and we asked, I asked a friend who's in the safety Queensland. I said, what's to go? And he said, Simon, you're okay, but listen to me. He said, you've just got to keep a fishing line out all the time,
Yeah.
and you're fishing
Yeah.
for the family.
Yeah, to get food.
Yeah, and then you're okay. The police won't touch you, they'll ignore you because the paperwork's too big and they're not interested. And as long as you're doing that in the national park, you don't go into a green zone.
Yeah.
And then you'll be right all the way up. And you were dead right. I got caught at Heron Island. And I goes into a buoy there at Heron Island because there's a buoy in the green zone there. They only had one, and they got one over at the Starry Reef. And the bloke came out on the, on the national park boat with his two of them did, and he's got an iPad. And he's writing down my registration number and filling all this stuff in. The big brother. And the other lady's got a national park hat on with a peacock feather. And she says, hello. She says, you're right, you're coming on this buoy. And she says, and the police know that you're here. They know that you're on this buoy, that they're kind of watching you, sort of. And I said, I haven't got my AIS on. I've got one, but I haven't got it on. And, I'm going out to, I said, no, it doesn't matter. They know you're here, and she says you're much better off just getting, because I only pulled up and grabbed this boy, to just go over to Wistari Reef, because that's not in a green zone, and you can be there on the board. Okay, so we did that.
It's nice that they gave you that as well.
yeah, she said that, and then next day we leave. We started Reef and we were going to stay there a couple of days. We never saw a boat like that,
Yeah.
a big, one that's not painted, aluminium, like just like that, but twice the size, coming off that Wistari Reef. We're going like hell. They come up to us and we got our lines out. My daughters were fishing over the back. And they go, like, where are you going now? We said, we're going to, next place is Keppel. We reckon the fish are good there, And I'm like,
we're getting a bit hungry.
And he looked funny. He just kind of laughed. He didn't laugh, but he did, you know what I mean? Because they knew what we were doing. But then there was a bloke in the, like when I was doing it, there was a bloke. I don't know if you old dude he is. He's called Cruising, old dude cruising or whatever. We came through here. He was about half a day behind. Anyway, and we stopped. I stopped. There's a place called Yankee Jack Creek round the corner. We kind of tucked in right in there. Anyway, nobody worried for a few days. And then my wife wanted to come up. So we thought, where can we go? So we went to Maryborough. I wasn't going to go into bloody Harvey Bay. So we went to Maryborough, and I said, I'll go in the marina up there. And they said, no, you can't come in. They're not letting anybody in. Only regulars till while it's on. So I said, okay. So we anchored in the river, and then what we did then is they've got a lovely pontoon up there. Because of the floods, they've got a public pontoon. So we used to go alongside that during the day, and then anchor about 2 miles down where because you can't anchor straight there, it's just rock off Maryborough. It's smooth. I've just got to stop that camera now.
Yeah, in the early days, people were wondering about it and they were starting to ask questions. That's when they said that was just